Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and the Word on a Saturday morning, and we're going to jump into Psalm 37 today. And I tell you what, as I look at this, I kind of broke it down in two sections. So we're going to look at the first 22 verses today. There's 40 verses in this one. We're going to look at 1 through 22, and then finish this psalm on Monday. A lot to talk about here. So let's jump in. I hope you've had a good morning so far. Grab some coffee, enjoy this beautiful Saturday. It's Fox Hunt Saturday in Bremer, and there's over 200 fox hunters extra to our population today, so it's a lot of stuff going on in town. Excited. We've got back to school drive here at church, giving away school supplies and clothing to our young people so they can get ready for school. So anyway, big day. Let's start Psalm 37. Got to have our coffee. Do not fret because of evildoers. Be not envious toward wrongdoers, for they will wither quickly like the grass and fade like the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and cultivate faithfulness. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust also in him, and he will do it. He will bring forth your righteousness as the light, and your judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Do not fret because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man who carries out wicked schemes. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Do not fret, it leads only to evil doing, for evildoers will be cut off. But those who wait for the Lord, they will inherit the land. Yet a little while, and the wicked man will be no more. And you will look carefully for his place, and he will not be there. But the humble will inherit the land, and will delight themselves in abundant prosperity. The wicked plots against the righteous, and gnashes at him with his teeth. The Lord laughs at him, for he sees his day is coming. The wicked have drawn the sword and bent their bow, to cast down the afflicted and the needy, to slay those who are upright in conduct. Their sword will enter their own heart, and their bows will be broken. Better is the little of the righteous than the abundance of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked will be broken, but the Lord sustains the righteous. The Lord knows the days of the blameless, and their inheritance will be forever. They will not be ashamed in the time of evil, and in the days of famine they will have abundance. But the wicked will perish, and the enemies of the Lord will be like the glory of the pastures. They vanish like smoke. They vanish away. The wicked borrows and does not pay back, but the righteous is gracious. But the righteous is gracious and gives. For those blessed by him will inherit the land, but those cursed by him will be cut off. Okay, a pretty easy theme to look at here this morning, I think. When we look at this, David talks about what's going to happen to the evildoer and what's going to happen to those who are righteous. But his theme at the start of this is, don't be envious of those. Don't fret about it. You ever get that feeling that, you see people who are worldly, yet it seems like they're prospering and things are going well for them. They got the boat and the place at the lake and the mountain resort and 3 or 4 cars, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. And you're just like, Lord, I'm trying to serve you here, and why is this guy being blessed? And he says, don't fret about that stuff, because that's temporary. It's just got a season. It's temporary. And God's going to give you so much more than that. We've been told that what we give up on this earth, God gives us back 100 times. It's just, God's going to take care of us, he says. So don't worry about them. Don't get all caught up in it. In fact, in verses 7 and 8, I think it is, he says, uh, don't fret again. And he says, verse 8, cease from anger and forsake wrath. Do not fret. It leads only to evil doing. I mean, you just fret about it and you worry about it, you stew about it, you covet it, you envy it, and pretty soon you're doing something that's not right to try to get to that position. And he says, just don't think about that. God will supply what you need, and He also has His eye upon you, as we've seen and read before. We're bundled up with Him, gathered to Him. He's protecting us. He has rescued us. Now He's protecting us. We have with the Lord a peace and a joy that surpasses the all the riches of the world. And as Paul says, I just in Philippians he said, I just would count it all but rubbish for the love of the Lord. To pursue the Lord. The things of Christ. To have Christ is worth so much more than all the things of the world. So anyway, that's David's theme here as we talk about that. And you have to feel like he's talking to himself here when he's doing this. But then he gets to some verses here in verse 7, which are very important. It says, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Do not fret because of him who prospers. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for Him. We have to remember that God has a plan for us. We need to rest in Him and be patient as we wait for Him to act. Verse 9 says, those who wait for the Lord will inherit the land. Verse 11, the humble will inherit the land. On and on he talks about the fact that God is going to redeem us, if you will. God's going to make it right. Verse 17, the Lord sustains the righteous. Verse 18, the Lord knows the days of the blameless, and their inheritance will be forever. They will not be ashamed in the time of evil. The wicked will perish, but the righteous are going to inherit. So today, as we look at this, it's going to be kind of short, but basically he's saying, those who are doing evil and prospering by doing evil, it's only for a season. They're going to disappear. It's going to disappear, he says, just like smoke. That just like smoke, they will vanish. That they're just borrowing time, if you will. But the righteous will last forever with God. The righteous will be sustained forever with God. So remember that if you're going through a season where you're just working so hard, or it doesn't seem like you ever get ahead, and you're looking at that folk down the street there and saying, man, look at all that stuff they've got, and I know they don't serve the Lord. Don't fret about that. David says the fretting is just going to lead you to evil doing and cause you to stumble and be disinherited, if you will. So stay away from that. So we're going to cut a little short today. Remember, then we're going to pick up verse 23 through 40 here in Psalm 37 next week. Finish this psalm out. Go through this day, this Saturday, and probably a really good lesson for us on Saturday, because Saturday we like to play, we like to use our toys, and it's a day where that envy may creep into our lives when we see the Joneses and the Smiths with their boats and their whatever. And I'm not picking on the Smiths, because we do have Smiths that live in this town. We don't have any Joneses, I don't think, do we? Yeah, we do have Alan Jones, too. Sorry. We've got to go back to generic names. But don't envy what the others have. Even though you see it's Saturday and they're heading out with their boats, or they're loading into their big camper or whatever, don't envy that stuff. Find your peace and your joy in your life in Jesus Christ. See you guys Monday morning. If not here tomorrow at service, I'd like to see you there. Sunday school, 9:30. Our worship starts at 10:45, 10:30. I always like to say, but we actually start at 10:45. But we'll see you. If you can be here with us, we'd love to have you. If not, then I'll see you back here Monday morning. Have a good day. Grab some coffee. Read the rest of this psalm and maybe some more of the book. See you later.